Hey, everybody, it's Rod Wilson with the Optimized Real Estate Podcast. We're actually doing kind of a new thing. This is going to be an ongoing segment, and I apologize this first round on doing the live stream. It didn't quite pan out, but we're going to record this and I'll post it. But in the future, we'll be doing live streams, and I've got Josh Miller on. He's a return guest, and if you have the time or interest, definitely watch the couple podcasts we've done prior. One was more on just general kind of real estate, residential real estate, fix and flipping, and wholesale marketing. And the second one was more geared towards AI. And I basically wrangled Josh in to share some ongoing kind of updates and just the latest and greatest related to AI and what kind of tools and applications that we should be either looking at, starting to kind of research and look into, as well as just which ones are kind of prime time and we can use to improve and optimize our business. So anyway, welcome, Josh.
What's up, Rod? It's good to be back. This is my passion. I went all in on Bitcoin pretty early in the day, and we have yet to see that success like fully. Actually, today was a good day. But with AI, the cool thing is I don't have to wait. Like, it is happening today where it is truly revolutionizing every aspect of our business. And we're not talking about years out. I think we last talked a month ago. And since then, everything's changed, and it's just cool. So I'm really excited about doing these live calls and just trying to keep the whole real estate world up to date with there's so much going on, and got some really, really good stuff that actually just came out yesterday. So,
Wow.
Should we dive in?
Let's dive in. Yeah, no, for sure. In fact, I will definitely do the live stream thing going forward, but I would just encourage people to, keep an eye on the YouTube channel, Optimized Real Estate Podcast YouTube channel. We'll be posting all these. But yeah, let's dive in. And it's funny to hear you say this because obviously AI is moving very fast. And, what I found myself doing, and I think a lot of investors are doing, you get all excited, you start looking at some stuff, and then it either gets overwhelming. And the one thing I ran against, one of the tools that you had mentioned on the podcast I looked into, and then they've just got all these crazy T's and C's. And so, you just kind of click confirm on the T's and C's and move on. And this was one case where I didn't do that. I didn't want to do that. I wasn't sure where it was going to go, So anyway, I guess there's some, I don't know, you can share with us, but maybe some safety concerns, as well as just, what is worth our time as far as investigating and using.
Oh, man. Yeah. So you're in a completely different boat than I am. I run a small company, less than 100 employees. We don't deal with finance data. You work for, one of the largest private money lenders in the space, and only dealing with people's private information. And so coming at this from a completely different sides. Yeah, I mean, I think there is a lot of, especially on the enterprise level, a lot of people treading lightly, but I'm seeing the curtains kind of coming open, and these large enterprises starting to really embrace it. A number of large, in fact, yesterday during Sam's call with OpenAI, he specifically mentioned like, hey, enterprises, don't worry about it. We've got your back. If you ever get sued or anything like that, we will pay for the attorney fees. So they're aware of the hesitation, and they're trying to make it, and they're not the first. I think it was it was another company, that AI company, that said this previously. Is like, hey, you guys get sued, you get in trouble, we're cover all the attorney fees for whatever that's worth. They're talking more about, plagiarism and things like that. But right. In general, they keep reiterating, hey, anything you share is private. It's only going to be shared within your ecosystem. We're not releasing this to train all of AI on your data. And they keep repeating that because it is everyone's worried.
Yeah. By the way, I should probably throw the disclaimer in here. Anything we talk about has nothing to do, not affiliated. We're not telling you what to do. We're just giving you kind of general info. And this podcast and everything related to anything I do online is not tied to Anchor loans in any way. So anyway, with that disclaimer out of the way, yeah, let's let it rip.
Cool. I mean, I think I want to hit on what you just said earlier, which is it is a crazy time to be alive. As far as there's all this cool, sexy, amazing new toys to play with, and you can easily get lost in all of it. What I've been really focused on is a little bit of background, like 10 seconds, is I develop AI software for people. So people come to me with a good idea, and then we'll go out and we'll build this amazing, cool product for them, for their use case, etc. With that said, I don't think that's the best place to start. We're coming to a third party like myself and saying, go build me a software. The best place is really figuring out what you're already doing and thinking about, hey, I could really use an assistant. And if you in the past would have gone out and hired an assistant to help you with a task, to help you go through your emails, or to help you with whatever it is, the sky's the limit. Now you have an assistant that you can train to help you on that. And I think where people get stuck is if you were to go out and hire an assistant, you wouldn't give them 30 seconds of instructions and say, okay, do it. And they don't do it right. And you're like, this assistant sucks. No, you provide them training material and you spend quite a bit of time training them until they get it. And I think that's a fallacy a lot of people are having with AI and ChatGPT and a lot of things where they're like, this is cool, awesome new thing. And they spend 30 seconds to try to make it do what they want. And it doesn't do it perfectly. And they're like, this thing sucks. It's not ready yet. Right. And I can tell you it is ready. It is doing it now. And if you just devote a little time, a little patience on training your new assistant, the sky's the limit. Like my son, he's 8. He needed an assistant to help him make lunch. And now he has his phone and he takes a photo of the fridge and it tailors him a snack he can prepare, a lunch meal that he can make. And it wasn't perfect the first time, but we created him an assistant, to take a photo of our fridge, and it will give him a couple ideas of what he can make for lunch. And that obviously only took a minute or two to train that assistant. But the more complex your job, the more time you're going to need to do the training. So just have that in your mind of be a little patient and think of them like an assistant and just spend some time training your assistant. And they're going to do a free job. AI essentially is free at this moment of time, and it's going to do a way better job than hiring an assistant could ever do.
So I'm curious, what did your kid make?
Oh my gosh, he ended up making, and so he uses this quite often. The most exciting thing he's ever made is he actually made sushi. So I have no idea how it turned out more like a poke bowl than sushi, but
right.
It managed to figure out that we had the ingredients for sushi and that he could make it. So, but yeah, it's pretty wild. The capabilities, it's like I think a lot of folks are putting AI in a box right now of like, oh, it's great for creating content or coming up with helping me with my writing, but it's so much more than that. And now with the adaptation of being able to use photos, and it just opens it up. And now it's got voice. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So speaking of good news and news, yesterday was probably the biggest day in the AI world in the last, 4 months. They OpenAI, ChatGPT, did their conference for the first time ever and basically said, hey, here's a bunch of new releases and here's what's coming. And there's some big ones. I just want to share the most exciting one, the one I'm the most excited about, which is GPTs. And what GPTs are They're essentially a way for you to make your own assistant, your own agent, your own that can assist you with whatever you need assistance with. And if you've ever gone through, let's say, ChatGPT before and tried to train it on something, you'll go through all these prompts to finally get it to do what it is you need and help you with what you need. But what if you need that thing on a continuous basis, or you want to be able to reference that again? Well, now essentially you can train a model with your own knowledge base and your own data and your own instructions and save it and say, this is my XYZ assistant. And now anytime you need help with something to do with that topic, you can go to your XYZ assistant and help you with that specific line of work.
So taking a step back, when you say that GPTs, is that like an instance within ChatGPT?
It will be. Right now it's in a what's called their playground, and everyone has access to that. So if you go to just Google OpenAI Playground, you can go in and you can develop your own GPTs. What will be released here in the near future is it will be available on the left-hand side where you can select your own GPTs. And the most exciting part about it is now you can share your GPTs with others and actually profit from it. And so this is why this is so insane. This is like day one of the Apple App Store. This is day one of being on an Amazon and having your store. This is day one of just so much potential, where if you bring it all home, if you built a really cool analyzer to analyze construction cost, right? And it's the best. You can put it up on that store, and now you can open it up for anybody to use it, and you'll get paid for whenever they use it. I've built tons of products in the past, AI knowledge bases based on people that I love and respect. And when I need advice, I'll go to that person and get advice from that person.
Right.
Well, now you could share that person's avatar with the world and get paid for it. So it's limitless. Like the potential here is just, it's really exciting, both for people to be able to monetize it, but even more, it's smart. Like OpenAI ChatGPT is so smart for doing this, because now they are literally opening up to tens of thousands of people coming in and developing these unique tools to be able to solve tens of thousands of unique problems. So, if you Anchor Loans, for example, they wanted to build out how to solve someone's, whether or not they're qualified for a loan. Of course, they would keep that internal and only share it within Anchor Loan employees, but maybe they'd be like, hey, we'll open this up to anyone to see if you would be able to qualify for a loan. And it would all be done within this GPT.
Well, the thought that I had as far as, doing this is, I know there's like so many ways to take this, right? I mean, your mind starts to explode on all the capabilities, the uses for this, personal, business, whatever, hobbies. So to kind of bring this back, I guess that maybe the easiest way to kind of drill down is either, what do you think is the most exciting use, given, the big challenge with most of the clients that we have, as well as just, investors and developers out there in the US and across the country, is that, just deal flow. Inventories are super low. I know that's what, you focus your business on, as far as doing the marketing to generate deal flow and inventory for your clients. How do you best see using this, either for your business or just, for an individual, just to start kicking the tires?
Yeah. So in the past, you needed if you wanted to create a really, really cool marketing product in the past, like face it, like there's only so many channels to do your marketing, and you need to create some type of sorry about that. You needed to create technology, and you need to have developers on your team, and to really create something incredibly powerful. Part of this whole GPT is that they're saying you don't need developers anymore. We'll do all the coding. If you have a different like software that you want to connect to, and it's called an API to connect different softwares on the back end, you don't need to know how to code. It will take care of all of that for you. And so, as a prime example, I built a really cool software to do ringless voicemails, where it was an AI driven ringless voicemail, where instead of it just sending the same message to everyone, hey, do you want to sell your property? It would change it variable for every single person. Hi, Rod, are you interested in selling your property at 123 Main Street? And it didn't take long. It took our developers about 2 weeks to develop this really cool AI ringless voicemail technology. Well, now, one, I didn't have a way to distribute it to all the investors out there. With this store, with this GPT marketplace, I could put it out there. Everyone could see it and say, yeah, this thing is awesome. And it would climb to the top. And now my really great product would naturally get a lot more visibility and a lot more users. But second, I'm just me. Now there's 1,000 other investors out there that have a knack for marketing that will all be developing their own cool little softwares and be able to put it out on this marketplace. So if you're good at marketing and you're good at coming up with ideas, I think it's going to become a lot more easy to develop them and to potentially profit from them. But AI with ChatGPT specifically, they came out with some really great voice technology. They came out with the ability to connect APIs and basically do all that developer work without knowing how to code. So there's, the future's here now. It's like, wait a couple weeks till they open up this marketplace, and I think you're going to start seeing some really cool stuff. So what actionable steps can you take? Well, one, if you want to start playing around and trying to develop your own cool idea, go for it. Start working on it now. Or if you don't, and you'd rather sit back and just go into the app store or whatever they call this thing, you can go in that marketplace and just start searching and start utilizing some probably really cool technology.
And that's on the playground.
So right now, the marketplace hasn't opened yet. Okay. The only thing that's open right now is for you to create your own GPT. So that is open right now. That is on the playground. You can go in and start playing around with it now. And this is all stuff I've been doing, but using other third-party softwares and using developers and connecting different things. And now they're saying like anyone can do it. You don't need to be a developer. You just need an idea, and you can go and create your own really cool marketing software. Whatever it is you want to create, you can go and create in there and very easily share it with everyone in a few weeks.
Okay.
Or keep it private. Don't share it with anyone.
And when it's private, is there something that would keep, assuming they don't get hacked, obviously, but when it's private, is it really private, or is that what you're saying, where OpenAI is coming out and saying, hey, we're locking this stuff down. Your information is not going to be like widely available. Like, I think so many people thought.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. It's private. Private is like, it's only yours, your eyes only, and they're not training AI on your data.
Okay.
Yeah. That's at the enterprise level. On the individual level, I think they can train off of your data, off of your input. Whatever you feed it, it is learning and getting better. But I don't think I have anything that anyone else would really I just got ideas, and ideas aren't really worth anything.
Yeah. And so you said, number one, play around with it. What other kind of recommendations or advice at this point?
Uh,
I mean,
that
if we're focused on deal flow, let's say, is there something you're seeing that's working very well? And actually, as you were saying that, I was thinking, is everyone going to be doing this? And, it's going to be hard to have a competitive edge obviously, if you're an early adopter of AI, you're going to be ahead of everybody. But at some point, I guess everyone's going to be doing this stuff. And it just seems like this is going to accelerate extremely fast.
Yeah, I have yet to see. I'm taking a little tangent here, but I'm really big into data, and I'm really big into like how many deals are actually going on. And what's crazy to see, and maybe we should do a whole other talk on this, is just how few off-market deals are actually happening every month in each of these markets. Phoenix, which is like one of the most popular markets in the country, in 2021, it was seeing north of 1,500 off-market deals every single month. Today, we're at less than 500. Same time last year, 1,500, now less than 500. So, yeah, we're seeing like a 75% drop in markets in deal flow. And so it doesn't matter what AI tech you have. It doesn't matter. There's just so much less volume. And I saw this great presentation by Mike Delapre. He's the guy who collects all the data from Open Door and Zillow, and kind of shares, hey, this is the cool, awesome tech. And his bottom line is like, the only thing that really matters at the end of the day is relationships. Like nothing else matters. And I think as cool as psyched I am about the AI and how it's going to make all the lead follow-up so much more important, I think it all starts with putting in place those phone calls and those conversations and having meaningful conversations. And then the AI can come along and assist you with that. But if you don't have that core items in place of, are you actually following up manually via phone call, via personalized text, every day once you get a new lead, the AI is not going to help that. The AI can help replace that and improve upon it, but you got to have the core relationship building items in place, and then bring the AI on top to assist. But it's not going to create anything. And I hope that message is loud and clear. The bottom line is about building those relationships, and that's never going to change.
No, that's good. And actually that's encouraging. Because it's not going to replace all of what I think a lot of people think it will, or, concerned that it will. Because like you say, there's only so many deals out there. They may help you get more efficient on finding those deals or qualifying or whatever, but you're still going to have to reach out and, make the transaction happen.
Yep. I talked to a guy yesterday, and he has built the craziest, most amazing CRM on the planet that does like 100 touch point follow-up sequences, and it's all AI. And I think he was missing, I hope he doesn't listen to this, but he was missing the whole point of like, well, what do you do now? And he's like, oh, I don't do anything. I'm just starting out. I'm like, and you built all of this? Like, you're not going to get any deals, man. I'm sorry, but you don't know how to train that AI. You don't know how to have those conversations. Like, it's just going to take what you already do and assist you on it. And I think that's really the way to think about it, is record those calls. I would say, like, what to start doing now, record your calls. Like, that's a great start. Record them, and then you can train your AI on that, and you can listen to them, and you can get better. But it's not going to replace, it's just going to improve what you were already doing. And yeah. So
so if people are like me, they're wondering what you mean exactly when you're saying, train the AI by listening to those calls. What does that even mean? Like, are they, and for what purpose are they getting smarter at being able to, because they're not going to replace that voice call, right?
They probably will. Yeah. I mean, they will for sure, but it's not, it's only as good as how you train it. And I think that's something people keep missing out on, is they want this AI to just like, you type it in and it just does it.
Yeah.
But it's got to be trained on what you know works and what you're currently doing. And so if I went out and trained an AI to have these sales calls or have these follow-up conversations or follow-up text messages or integrate it with my Facebook Messenger to follow up. If I just plugged in a generic AI chat bot right now versus if I have a ton of recorded calls that I could say, hey, this is the conversations that I've had that turned into deals.
Mm-hmm.
Let's analyze these and use these as your knowledge base. It's going to be so much more powerful than just a generic. So something you can do right now is just start recording your calls within GPT, which is, again, this new what OpenAI just released. It essentially says, okay, here's your new assistant or your agent, your that's specialized in something. So you're going to have one that's specialized in sales, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Part of it, the training is it's going to be like, okay, give me information to be trained on. And that's your knowledge base. And the more you can feed it, the more powerful it's going to be, and the more it's going to be able to mimic you and so on. So I think it all starts with like the people who are going to succeed are the people who are currently successful and have all the right processes in place, and they're just going to be using this to optimize and improve upon.
Okay. Very cool. Well,
yeah, it's cool.
No, it's really
So
cool. Yeah, I'm excited to hear more. So, I wanted to keep these kind of short. So I don't know if you had any kind of parting advice for the listeners and followers. Just, I mean, you've given a couple of really good suggestions as far as kind of dipping your toe in and starting to play with this stuff. Anything else you want to share for this one, for this call?
No, this one, it's all about OpenAI's playground. So go in. It's not going to be that hard. Start making your own. It takes all of 2 seconds and will cost you half a penny. So do it. And it'll be cool to see what people create.
Very cool.
Yep.
So we will have more of these going forward, and feel free to offer up any questions or suggestions going forward in the gosh, I don't even know where this is gonna end up being on the YouTube channel at a very minimum, in the website. So feel free to give me feedback, and we'll keep making this better and more valuable, helping you optimize your real estate business. That's all for now. Thanks again, Josh.
Thanks, Rod. See ya.
See ya.